Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to The Truth, where today we're going to go over my predictions for the conference championship round. I am so excited. Just like college football, I'm a little somber because the season's ending, but the content's not ending, which is a good thing. But it is a little sad that we are getting close to the NFL season. Don't get to talk about actual games, just more predictions, more of me being a little more skeptical and kind of really digging in, more research based stuff. But it'll still be fun. I'll still try to make it really interactive. I'll still try to make it really enjoyable to watch. Just hopping into it, we'll start off with the AFC. I just want to say these teams, I honestly do feel like deserve to be here. Like these are really good teams. I feel like they played their butt off and they deserve to be here. Starting off with the AFC, Chiefs versus Ravens. Just some things to look at injury wise for the Chiefs. Willie Gray, linebacker, L'Jarius Sneed, corner, and Isaiah Pacheco, running back, were all listed questionable. Pacheco, non-participant, but it was said that his injury wasn't serious. So I broke them up into a questionable, but probably will play. These are players I expect to play, and they're going to need them. The Chiefs are going to need them, especially at linebacker, who they're really thin at, and I'll get into later in this video. A hard hitting one though: Joe Tooney, Trey Smith, Mike Edwards, Sky Moore are questionable. Didn't practice. Probably not going to play. I won't say for sure. We'll still have to wait for tomorrow's or depending on when you're watching this video on Thursday. For me, I'm recording it Wednesday. Tomorrow's injury report, that's going to be the big one. If they do practice Thursday, probably most likely will play unless something happens and they re-aggravate it. Big thing is though, you do have a more lengthier one with the level of talent at the starting position than you want it to be. I'm going to Baltimore. Marlon Humphrey, Rocky Ya-Sin, both cornerbacks, questionable, but I also list them as but probably will play. They practiced both. Rocky Ya-Sin, great depth, great. You can, if you place him in there, I really do think he'll do well in Baltimore with Baltimore system. Now they play Marlon Humphrey. You'd love to have him back. Marlon Humphrey is a great corner. Getting the other one, Tylan Wallace, receiver, questionable, but no practice. Just added depth. You like to have him, but I mean, hey, it's not. You're missing a starter, especially with this Ravens core where you need those starters to play. But it does suck to not have depth. To have a little less depth, I should say. And then I know everyone's happy for this. Every Baltimore fan's happy for this. Mark Andrews, full participant, tight end. I expect him to play. I'd be a little surprised if he didn't play. If you're a full participant at practice, I didn't see anything. That's big for Baltimore. So basically, getting into this, I want to break it down against secondary for each team, defense versus offense, offense versus defense, position group by position group. Chiefs secondary versus the Ravens. Secondary versus the Ravens receivers. Just to note again, L'Jarius Sneed will play, but he's probably going to play through an injury. Like that's something that's going to happen against this receiving core. Against this passing group core that includes. Well, I'll say receiving core because I'll get into the. Well, yeah, I'll say receiving core. You got Odell. You got the. Why am I blanking? Zay Flowers. You have I think, do they have Devin Duvernay? I don't think they have Devin Duvernay anymore. I don't know why I'm blanking, but they have a really good receiving core. I like the receiving core. They got some guys who can go make contested balls, some guys who can. They have Odell who can really run great routes and kind of get separation and go make fade balls still. You have Zay Flowers, who's this really agile guy. When you let him catch space, you're going to give him a big chunk of yards. Zay Flowers has been amazing. He's arguably the best rookie receiver. That's great things for Baltimore. Going to the Chiefs, you have L'Jarius Sneed. They also have Trent McDuffie, great corners. My main thing is it really falls on how healthy is L'Jarius Sneed, and will they be able, their secondary be able to keep up with it? It's going to be interesting to see. Getting into their linebackers versus the tight ends. Like I said, tight ends are fully healthy for Ravens. Mark Andrews is back. Willie Gray is going to play through an injury. That's going to suck. I really do think it's impactful because the Kansas City is weaker at that position right now due to the injury bug. They've had a lot of injuries come through for them, and it sucks because they have to go against a top 5 tight end, in my personal opinion, in Mark Andrews. He is amazing. He is. I feel like Lamar's go-to guy when things get tough. His guy is Mark Andrews. So that's going to be tough. You got to really be able to lock down on that. It's going to be tough for the Kansas City Chiefs. Defensive line-wise, nothing's really beat up or anything. Getting back, there's nothing really coming back. There's no guys coming back defensive line-wise for Chiefs. That's good. Baltimore, no guys on the offensive line that I've seen. That's pretty good. Switching sides for Baltimore, you get back Marlon Humphrey, you get back Yak Rasim. Probably, like I said before, with L'Jarius Sneed, probably going to play through injury. I know the Chiefs haven't looked like the Chiefs receiving core hasn't been the best, but we've seen they can still pop off, especially with Mahomes scrambling. And I'll get into the quarterbacks in a little bit. I want to have their own separate section on both of them, so that's why I'm skipping them. But you really need to be locked down. Like both sides, and you have good pass defense. For the Chiefs tight ends, they still have Travis Kelce. From my understanding, Travis Kelce's good to go. He's ready to play, and he will play. Baltimore, nothing crazy on the linebacker position, so it's gonna be something to watch. Here's where it gets a little interesting. Chiefs 2 guards, Joe Thuney and Trey Smith, both beat up. That sucks. That really does suck. Baltimore you really need to run the ball a little bit more, especially with Sky Moore probably going to be out. It's going to help Baltimore secondary. Not having Joe Thuney and Trey Smith in that run game and in that pass protection for Mahomes, he's really going to have to step up his game. And Ravens defensive line, they're mainly healthy. Getting into the 2 quarterbacks, these guys have to play well in all these games, in both games. These guys have to play well. The quarterbacks have to play well. They can't turn over the football. One turnover can be the game. So these guys have to play well. Each guy will have to do what they do best, and not that has the most on the line, because the Super Bowl has the most on the line, but the second most odds on the line to get to the Super Bowl if you want to be that team. So that's really impactful. Baltimore with Lamar Jackson. Yes, he can extend plays, but he loves to scramble. He'll take that ball up the middle, and he'll shake some defenders and pop off big. He hasn't really done that this year because he's had such great weapons. You're really going to have to play a good total defense. You're going to have to be able to contain, have great lane integrity, be able to stop the pass, and then dominate in the run game. That's how you stop Baltimore. If Kansas City can have great lane coverage, good back-end secondary, and stop their run game. That's a lot to ask for. On the other side, Kansas City hasn't shown much that they like to run early in the season. They're running the football now. For Baltimore, you got to be able to stop that. And the same thing goes for them. With Patrick Mahomes, good lane integrity. You can't let him break out the pocket and go extend a play and then hit a guy deep. You're going to have to have good secondary. You're going to have to stop the tight ends. It's going to be really put on those defenses, and it's going to be really tough for both teams. But with that being said, I think Baltimore has a better defense. Both have good defenses. I think Baltimore has a better defense and the better offense, especially with Mark Andrews coming back. So give me Baltimore for this game. Each game, I'm not really that confident. I'm 6 of 10, so I hope I hit on both of them. But I'm not also going to be surprised if I miss on both of them. These are really good teams going into this year, like I said before. Getting into the NFC, we have the Lions versus 49ers. Lions. Linebacker Alex Anzalone. Josh Reynolds, receiver, questionable, but practice, they'll probably play. Brock Wright, Sam Laporta, and Frank Ragnow, who sprained his knee and ankle last game, questionable, didn't practice, probably won't play. It's something to keep up. Just like I said, watch out for that Thursday injury report. Sam Laporta and Frank Wagner are big. Those are two tough ones. During their last game, it really didn't hurt them, but I feel like against San Fran, it will hurt them. San Fran has a really good D-line. They always have. Sam Laporta, look, it's Sam Laporta. He's been great as a rookie. So you really want him to play too. Another thing to get into, Jonah Jackson. This is doubtful. Probably won't play. That's not good if you're the Lions. That's your line. And there is this stat going on that teams who lose their center going into that week, they fail to cover. It's tough. It is very tough to lose your center in the next week, go win a football game, especially at this height. I'm not saying it's not impossible, but it's tough. Getting into the 49ers. Deebo Samuel, receiver, questionable, no practice. Probably won't play. That's impactful for them. If Deebo's back, that really opens up the game. But when Deebo's not there, we saw they only put up 20-something points. It's a fairly decent Packers defense, don't get me wrong. But you still only put up 20-something points. You didn't put up 28 points. You put up like 24, 27, something like that. That's impactful. Khalil Davis. Sorry if I butchered this. Kellen Farrell. Sorry if I butchered that. Danny Gray. Injury reserve. Some defensive backups that you'd like to have. Some guys who can give you depth, especially in a tight spot. But you lose some, you got to live with it. That's really the injuries. And when I look at these teams, I'm looking at, okay, going back to offense versus defense. And we'll get into the quarterbacks with this one because this one isn't more, I hate to say it's not more of X factors because they're not going out and doing crazy stuff like Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. But they're really good quarterbacks still. You just can't leave them sitting in the pocket. Going with the secondary. Lions secondary, they've been banged up a little bit. They have. They have lost the starting center. But 49ers have also lost a receiver. Now, they did have some receivers step up last game and make some crucial catches. So that's going to be interesting to watch. I'm really going to be intrigued with that. Going into the linebacking core versus the tight ends. Guess what? George Kittle's still playing. And you don't have Alex Anzalone, which sucks. You do have your rookie tight end. But having Alex Anzalone probably play through an injury sucks. Because you're going to need both of those guys to stop this good run game. Going into the offensive line versus defensive line. Defensive line for Lions Detroit looks good. Offensive line for 49ers looks the same. It's going to be really impactful. I do think this is going to be a battle of the trenches. I really do. Like, which team ever runs the football better will win this game, in my personal opinion. The 49ers squeaked out a close one because they came up clutch. Can they do that again? Actually getting into the quarterbacks. Quarterbacks versus this scheme, versus this secondary. Jared Goff, who, here's the thing. I love Jared Goff. He's throwing some sketchy balls every game. You throw like one or two sketchy balls. Can San Fran capitalize off of that? That's going to be something interesting to watch. Love Jared Goff. Think he can get the job done. But look, he almost threw that interception in the end zone against the Bucs. Now, granted, Antoine Winfield Jr., great safety. Really good safety. But San Fran has a really good secondary too. So he's going to have to play a clean game. He can't be throwing those balls because we saw when you make that bad mistake, that could be it. Like against Green Bay versus San Fran. Going into San Fran's San Fran's linebacking core, or actually getting to Brock Purdy. Let's get to Brock Purdy real quick. Sorry, I'm off the board. I am tired. I'm trying to get this video. I'm trying to make it quality. Getting with Brock Purdy. Look, this is a guy who can send plays. This guy's also going to throw sketchy balls. He's going to take hits, though, and deliver really good balls. look, you got to keep getting them. You got to have sacks that stall drives. You got to have breakups. You got to run tight man coverage. You got to really make him make that mistake. Because he'll throw a sketchy ball or two. Not to where it should be a turnover, but it's like, hey, that's a contested ball that we could probably break up. Maybe tip drill and get in our favor. That's San Fran. That's what San Fran wants. You got to play good tight coverage and make him make that mistake, or make Detroit make Brock Purdy make that mistake. Not having Sam Laporta, like I said before, sucks. Against these great 49er linebackers, you gotta have a tight end threat. You really do. It sucks not having him. One thing I will say is Frank Ragnow and Jonah Jackson probably not playing. That is tough. I think that's the major deal breaker. My bad. Deal breaker. I think that's what's going to do it for the Lions. But to say that they don't deserve to win this isn't true. They deserve to win this. I want to give it to the 49ers for having a more healthier line. Like I said, the battle of the line, that scrimmage is going to be so important. I think whoever runs the football the best, whoever protects their quarterbacks the best, whoever gives them enough time the best will win. And losing your starting center and guard really hurts, especially this late into the season when guys aren't getting first team reps. They haven't been all season. It's different when you lose a center or you lose your right or left guard midway through the season. You make the playoffs. You're sitting in the conference championship. Well, that guy's gotten first team reps. He's got experience. I'm not saying these other guys don't, but it's, hey, this is still a new year, a new thing to adjust to. I'm not saying they can't. It'll just be really tough. I think it's more favorable for the 49ers. I like the 49ers. If Debo plays, I really like the 49ers. If Sam Laporta plays, I like the Lions more. There are some guys who are like, dang, if they for sure play, like, hey, this is going to sway in their favor. This is not. These are two really, really, really good teams, though. I think this is still going to be a dogfight. Having who they have at head coach on both teams are really going to emphasize the little details, the small things that need to be right. The Lions, they're going to fight. They're going to fight tooth and end. The 49ers, you got to be able to score the football. You got to be able to stop on defense. You struggled a little. You struggled some last week, but then again, the Packers have a good running game. When they have their starting running back, their run game is pretty good. Like, he is very impactful for them. Detroit has some good running backs. That's going to be important. But San Fran has good linebackers. That's also important. These are some cool, good key factors that we need to be looking into as we make our decisions. If you're betting on these games, key factors that you need to be looking into. Other than that, thank you all for watching. I will talk to y'all next time. Tell me what y'all think. I'm happy I got this video out. Honestly, I really am excited for the next phase, not only of the season, but of this channel. We're really progressing. We're actually starting to pick up viewers at a faster rate. I'm really happy. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see what this channel can become. Thank you all for the start to where we are now. I'm just excited. Like, we're seeing progress, and it's motivating. Even if it's a little bit, it's motivating because I'm getting off track, but I want to be honest with you. I have hit stalls. Like, I've hit views to where I've hit 4 videos to where it's like, hey, I'm not getting videos. I'm not getting views in this. What am I doing? What do I need to do? Well, how do I fix this? And then I just kind of gave it time, and then it picked up again. I'm getting more views. I'm getting a lot of views. Like, each time I check my analytics, it's, oh, hey, you're getting more views than you did last time. You're getting better. Like, you're getting more views. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the next phase during the off season. I want to do my best. I want to give you quality content. I'm really excited. I keep saying that I am, but I really am. So the grind's not going to stop. You're going to get great videos. I'm really glad that y'all enjoy it. Other Other than that, thank you all for watching. Tell me what you think about my predictions and the players I cited. Tell me if you think some backups are going to step up and you think they do really well. Let me know. But other than that, thank you all for watching, and I will talk to y'all next time.